Hello and welcome to another What Sold on eBay video. We're going to go over some items sold in our eBay shop, and there's going to be some really cool designer bolos at the end, and we're going to take a special deep dive into Worth Point. So definitely you want to stay tuned to the end of the video. Let's get right into it. First up, we have this Danbury Mint 124 scale diecast. This is a precision diecast. It's just like Franklin Mint, and for those that don't know, there are some really high-end die-cast cars out there in the market. Your standard 118 scale is going to probably have anywhere between 50 to 75 parts. A lot of these Danbury Mint and Franklin Mints have well over 100 pieces and parts and components that are all, manufactured together. They're very high-end. Some of these retail for over $100. Most of them retail for over $100. And there's some of them that are limited edition and collectors editions to look out for. They're very easy to look up. Usually the Danbury Mints come in these white boxes that don't have a Danbury Mint logo on them. They usually will just be these white boxes with 1972 or whatever kind of car it is. Definitely look them up, open them, and definitely make sure that they're all together. This one was a little dirty, and as you can see here, it did have some residue from storage. I think I have a picture of this. Maybe it wasn't this one. These things are very delicate. If you're going to ship these loose, just be careful for like the rear mirrors, the side mirrors, the little handles, sometimes the bumpers. Antennas are usually like real metal. And so all those different things, just make sure that, if you pack these, just to be very careful that these do break very easily. This stuff is out there. You don't really find this too often. This is like usually estate sale items, but look for these white boxes. Some people just might think they're just regular cars or cheap cars in these things because the boxes are very they're very minimalist, and as you can see here, there's no really like markings that say it's Danbury Mint. The Franklin Mint ones, for the most part, are the same way, the older ones, but some of the newer ones will have the Franklin Mint logo on them. So if you ever see these white boxes, they're about a foot in length. Definitely take another look at these. Next up, we have this lot of Swiss Army knives. This sold for $46. This stuff is found all the time at garage sales, and so you can usually find these for under $1. Sometimes they're in the quarter baskets and all that kind of thing. But if you gather enough of these up over a fair amount of time, you can sell them in lots. We got $46 for this lot. I think the blue one right here is actually could probably sell alone for like $30. You could sell these individually, which is fine. Look for the Swiss Army knives. Those are the most desirable pocket knives. Also, there's some old vintage pocket knives made out of horns and like deer antlers and things like that. Those are the ones that go for pretty crazy money if you ever find those. And so definitely look out for those. And like I said, just we're lotting stuff up, and definitely go down there and check out the eBay store if you want to see some more of our great deals down there. Next up, we have this Sharper Image Casino game. This is we said it was used, but it was pretty much brand new in the package. It just wasn't sealed. We tested it. It works. Now, we sold this for $9.59, which isn't a crazy amount of money, but I wanted to show you guys that I did a video on these little electronic games and a particular brand to look out for. So go and check that video. The link is going to be above and below. And so definitely check it out. Some of these handheld devices, these little casino games there's a lot of them that go for over 25 bucks. There's some of them that even go for over $100. So just look out for those. And so definitely check out those links. Next up, we have this Man from U.N.C.L.E. These are vintage books from the 60s. Now, this is a whole pretty good set of the last runs, the very end of the series. I think 21, 22, and 23 actually go for crazy amounts of money. Though in these conditions, these sold as a lot, and this did sell for $25. Some of these actually, the thing is, some people were actually wanting crazy amounts of money for those, but they weren't selling. So I bet you someone bought this to resell. And this is definitely a long tail item. This is definitely a generational item that we've talked about generational items before in the past. And this is someone's basically probably bought this to resell. For $25 plus shipping, this is a pretty good deal because 22 and 23, I think you could sell alone just for like 10 bucks a piece. And then you can just part out the rest of them. And yeah, so just look out for this kind of stuff. This stuff's out there. This is stuff you find all the time at garage sales. People are like selling their softcover editions, and just you just have to know what you're looking for when it comes to softcover books. So definitely take another look if you ever see these Man from Uncles. Like I said, they're very actually hard to find, especially when it comes to stuff from the '60s. But you know, like there's those choose your own adventure books. There's Goosebumps. There's a lot of these kind of books out there that are different genres. Just to get familiar with softcover books, and especially some older manga, some newer manga, which is Japanimation, Japanese comics, novel. Some of those go for a crazy amount of money, and so just it's one of those things to do. Just take another look at. If you're not familiar with softcover books, it's definitely a brand and a kind of a niche to start looking into. Next up, we have this Manolo Blahnik. These are some flats here, and now this is a one of our Bolo brands that we're talking about, and definitely look out for this brand. This is what the tag looks like. Let me show you. I think I have a better photo of the tag right here, and so definitely look out. Manolo Blahnik. I think that's how you pronounce it, and that is what the logo looks like. Now, to me, I don't think there's a lot of fakes out there. I don't think I've ever seen a Manolo fake before. Though the shoes are very high quality, you can't mistake them. You know, they're very high quality, made in Italy. And you can see the stamp on the bottom is going to be the Italian stamp. So you'll have to do some, if you want to get the US size, you'll have to do a Google search. And I think I have some of those links saved. I have some bookmarked links that are basically like shoe sizes and things like that. So if you don't have that, go ahead and look it up, and save it to your bookmarks, because that comes in handy when you're starting to sell designer shoes and clothes from different countries, especially Italian, UK. They're different sizes to the US, and there's nothing standard, so you have to do a little bit of like kind of not modifications, but you kind of got to do some research on what is what. That's what the bottom of those looks like. These sold for $89.99. These are kind of cool. They're like kind of like a burlap camouflage flats. Not completely flat. There's a little bit of heel in there, and you definitely want to put that, all those nice little keywords in there. We got another Manolo. This sold to the same lady. She purchased both of these. This one sold for $89.99. Another kind of like canvasy type material. See here, slingback. I'm starting to learn all the little terminology when it comes to women's shoes, because I'm completely a man when it comes to this stuff. Another size 41, so that's why it probably shipped to the same lady. Have some really nice bottoms. Check out the bottoms, make sure they're okay. If you're ever selling shoes, I don't care if they're brand new or used, definitely always put a photo of the soles. It's a must. I'll try to do as much as you get 12 photos, so you might as well try to use as many as you can. And when I heard from eBay people, they were saying that the algorithm does kind of take into account how many photos you have. Take that for what it's worth. I don't know exactly what that means, but they said to use as many photos as possible when I was at an eBay open type event last year. So there's that. We're going to take a deep dive into Worth Point like promised. Manolo Blahnik, known for his shoes, I should say. He's a designer. I want to say he's out of Italy, but he does speak a little bit of French. And I did do a little bit of research. I always like looking into these brands, the creators and stuff. But most known for the shoes, though there are some handbags. Now, used Manolos are probably going to go anywhere between 50 and 150. That's going to be like the standard type pricing on that. So just be warned that like if you see one, it's not going to be like hundreds of dollars unless they're brand new and very rare. You're going to find something that's probably going to be in the neighborhood of $50 to $150. So just know that if you see it and the price is cheap or the price is right, it's definitely something to look into. Next up, we have this Balenciaga. I think that's how you pronounce that. Yeah, these names are crazy. This is a cuff. This sold for $119. Now they're most known for their handbags and stuff, but this is like a tone. This isn't even sterling silver, and it sold for $119. Just high end kind of jewelry that you can see here. And we're gonna take a little bit of a deep dive here. You see some of their leather jackets. They're most known for their purses and handbags. As you can see here, some of those go for a pretty crazy amount of money. They do shoes too, so there's all that. They've got into like athletic and fitness kind of stuff over the last 5 years. So definitely look out for that particular brand. It is a Bolo brand, so definitely look out for that. Hope you enjoyed this video. My name is Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler, and leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that, and we'll see you next time. Take care.